Are these new allies you brought me?
They're all gonna be like,
"They are, Your Majesty. This is..."
whoever this person is that turns up, I don't know whether they're going to be good, evil. We know that we've just robbed them. But whatever it is, I just have this horrible feeling it's not good. And do not hurt Gabriel, I swear it. It does make me quite uncomfortable actually that they just stand like up like that. So if someone did have a long range weapon and they wanted to take out the person responsible for watching over Alexandria, they could do it rather easily. Do you remember at Woodbury how they had different people around at different places watching over? We need that. We need like... But we haven't... The crazy thing is we just haven't had the chance to advance Alexandria. What the hell? What's going on? Is this in case they come back? Is this all about moving this to Hilltop? Or is it's almost like he's just had some kind of like epiphany or realization, or he's read something and he's gone, oh crap. But then this guy's just gonna rock up and take it. No? Or he's just gonna sit up in the back seat, you watch. No, it's not what you think, hey? Why do I call the hell out of that? Is it because, like, does he doesn't want to fight, maybe? Is there some, like,
no way in
parts of
hell.
that?
That was not the deal. You people swore you
Gregory,
could
for
take the
goodness
Saviors
sakes.
out, and you failed. So any arrangement we had is now done.
Oh, no, it's
Null
not, my
and
friend.
void.
We'll overthrow you if we have to. This group doesn't
I owe
want
you
you.
nothing. Don't you work for
Coward.
me?
We already started this.
You started.
We did, and we're gonna win.
These are killers.
Come
I want to live. Sometimes we don't get to choose what our life looks like. Sometimes, Ricky, you have to count the blessings you have.
Well, you know
How
what?
many people?
The crazy thing is like, I kind of agree with him, but like not completely. Obviously, like I said, my logic has always been that in the long term, it's not going to be permanent to not fight. Yes, it's a crappy situation to live under Negan and what Negan does. But as Gregory has said, you don't have to like fight back to survive. You can literally just count your winnings and your losses and settle for them. If everyone wanted to do that, there wouldn't be a problem. But that's not what everyone wants to do, and we know that the majority will want to fight back. So Gregory right now is sitting in his comfy little seat going, oh, no, it's fine. But no, it's not.
They're not going to want to fight.
You're wrong. When people have the chance to do the right thing, they usually step up.
Exactly.
People just...
Let me stop you before you break into song, okay?
Is he the leader just specifically and only because he landed on this place as the leader? Was he ever voted in, and does anyone actually want him to lead it? Because, gosh almighty, he does my head in.
I never want to hear another word about any of it, ever.
Ask the
Would
people.
we be better off without the Saviors? Yes or no?
Yes.
Sure, okay.
So, what will you do to fix the problem?
I love how
We have a
everyone
problem.
is
You
just
did.
chipping in, eh?
And what
Everyone's
happens
saying their
outside of my
piece.
purview is outside of my purview.
What the hell, man? You're sitting over there talking out of both sides of your mouth.
I think I've made my position very clear.
Well, when the time comes and you need help, you're not going to get it. Well, you probably will, because that's just how other people are. People with good hearts will help.
Walking ballsack. Knock that idiot's teeth out.
Look at everyone together.
Come outside.
Well, except Gabriel. Now what? Yeah, look, see, you watch all these people stand up because they want to fight. Oh, look, there's your leader right there,
It
Maggie.
says that you want Gregory to get us to fight the Saviors with you.
Yes.
Do you think we could win?
And that is one thing Negan will never have the way he leads. People that respect you and want to follow you to follow you. Look at this.
I do.
Just look at this and look who's standing up. Maggie. She protected these
Enid
people.
says you could show us the way. I'm ready.
Me too.
Maggie Reese. Oh my gosh.
Maybe we don't need the numbers. Blow them up.
We said there weren't just soldiers with the Saviors, that there were workers there. People didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Gotta win.
There comes the
Need
question.
more hands. Another group. The geography, the distance works against us. Come
Oh
look
my
at the
god, it's
barrel.
so good seeing
be
Rick
there.
back.
You don't have to get back. It's one of theirs. long range. We can listen in, keep track of him.
Oh, he's managed to get a walkie as well.
I think it's time I introduce you to Ezekiel. King Ezekiel.
Oh my gosh!
King?
We're getting it all at once? Well, you know what it feels like? What's that quote of whatever that movie is? What's that movie? Oh, it's off Fast and Furious. If you don't like Fast and Furious, then unlucky. Dom's following the orders to protect his family, and he's just biding his time and biding his time and biding his time. And the analogy he uses is like their foot was on the lion's neck. Like, it's safe as long as your foot is there, and as long as you don't move it an inch. But the minute you move it an inch, that lion's getting up. That's what this feels like. I felt like Rick had a boot on his neck, and then something caused Negan to lift his foot just even that bit, and then boom. And I'm saying, oh my god, it's giving me goosebumps, just the fact that everyone's together, and Rick's there, and Daryl's back, and Sasha and Rosita are on good terms, and Tara's there.
Oh shit! Jesus, is that you?
I have the craziest goosebumps.
We would like to request an audience with King Ezekiel.
By the way, no, I will not tone down my emotions to the person who commented that. Thank you very much. Like, it all feels so tense, and it makes sense, right? But this time,
Okay.
for once in our lives,
Follow me.
we know these people that we're meeting, so I'm not stressed at all.
None of it matters if we don't start dealing with the real problems. See,
Yeah, that's why we're here.
You know, Richard, I've never seen you smile. I think that's gonna change today.
Whoa. Woo! Oh my gosh. Why did I make that sound? Oh, but you know what? I kind of get the bad feeling like something's going to slap the smile off my face today. But this has to be the happiest I've felt watching this show in so long. Carol and Morgan. The numbers, the food. And I was actually kind of thinking to myself, like, imagine we get a situation when, like, Hilltop, Kingdom, Alexandria, eventually, like, they all, like, look at Rick and see Rick as their leader. Like yeah, you know Game of Thrones? If you haven't seen Game of Thrones, maybe skip forward the next 30 seconds if you don't want to know this, but, well, it's not really that spoilerish, but, you know the King of the North? I'm not going to say who it is, blah, 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 but the scenes when you get the King of the North and all the sort of people come together and, like, recognize the King of the North, oh my gosh.
Morgan?
And I didn't think Rick was going to see Morgan again.
Hey,
How do you know each other?
We go back to the start.
Well, the king is ready to see you.
Yes. But there's still an issue with Carol.
Fine, Kara.
She had crossed with some of them, and one of them followed her, tried to kill her, but I stopped him.
Oh my god, and Daryl looks so good! The idea of fighting for what we believe in, and family, and everyone working together, and, like, it's just put everything in a nicer light.
Now she's gone.
She's not gonna say. Look, I don't think she should have to fight if she doesn't want to. But I kinda just wish everyone knew where she was so that we could all protect her, you know? Oh, hello, what's her name? Shiva?
Jesus! It pleases me to see you, old friend. Are these new allies you brought me?
They're all gonna be like...
They are, Your Majesty. This is... Oh, right, I forgot to mention it.
Yeah, Tiger.
Yeah.
This is Rick Grimes.
Oh, like, something about, like, the fact that I've already experienced this, it feels like I'm watching someone react. I'm sorry if I'm, like, overhyped.
I welcome you all to the kingdom, good traveler.
Oh, calm down. But he's not gonna want to fight, though. Oh, yes.
King.
I haven't even thought about this.
Ezekiel. We all serve the saviors.
The thing that gets me is that
Alexandria
he
already
wants...
fought them once and we won.
we've been told you have a deal with them, that you know them. Then you know
Well,
they
that's taking
rule
the
through
smile off my
violence
face.
and fear.
In good conscience, I shouldn't want to ask these people to fight a war they didn't even know existed. I shouldn't want that to happen. But the thing is, I know, well, I don't know this, but I feel in my gut that this sort of agreement wasn't going to end up permanent, especially not the way that they've already agreed it. Does that make sense? Eventually the saviors were going to want more, something was going to happen, someone was going to react, and the deal would be rearranged. So eventually, it will become their war, but like, how can you convince a leader and his people that this war is their war? I know the best chance we have at stopping this is everyone. Man, it's like, that is genuinely morally tough tough to think about. Because a lot of people are gonna die. I don't want a war. And it's weird because I'm not going to repeat everything I said in that Beyond the War episode, so if you genuinely are interested in all my thoughts about why I'm saying that, that's there. But I don't want a war.
We came to ask the kingdom, to ask you, to join us in fighting the saviors, fighting for freedom for all of us.
Several of our people,
It's so
good
serious.
people, were killed by the saviors.
Morgan doesn't even know about all that.
Abraham,
Glenn.
Glenn, Spencer, Olivia, Eugene was taken.
And you tell Carol that, and how shit is she going to
you
feel?
were right?
No.
I used to think the deal was something we could live with. A lot of us did. But that's changing.
No more waiting for things to get worse beyond what we can handle. The time is now.
And the thing is, right, is I still believe, I don't think all the saviors need to die. They will probably never forgive themselves for what they've done, but they don't all need to die for us to live safe lives. If we somehow eliminate the threat, which currently is Negan, if there's no way of swaying his head or dethroning him or taking away the reason he does what he does, then the only option is killing him. And even if you do that, I don't think they all follow blindlessly. This doesn't need to be about wiping them out, genocide, killing them all. I don't believe for a second that's what it needs to be. And I don't even think it needs to be about killing Negan straight away. It needs to be strategic, and to be honest with you, if we go into this with the mindset of let's just go in there with guns and blazing and try and kill everyone and yada yada yada, I don't think this gets better very quickly. If anything, that's probably a worse decision. If we can find a way into the saviors and create some kind of uprising from the inside, turn Negan's men against him, it changes the whole story, the whole dynamic, everything. There will be blood if we could go in.
If we can find another way,
that's exactly
we
what...
have to.
Look.
Maybe it's just about Negan, just capturing him.
You know what? I completely and
Yeah,
utterly
probably.
agree with Morgan. This crossroad right now feels way too familiar. The last time I remember having this kind of conversation, we were outside of a prison with a tank and someone held captive. And we had a moment to make a choice. And in that moment, Rick pleaded with the governor to try and find another way to avoid a bloodbath. If Rick's put in the same position again, to give someone a chance, why would he do that with the experience we've had in the past? Even though I agree with Morgan, because not everyone is going to be bad in the saviors, and if we just go into this and basically agree to fight a war, we're going to get a war. It's as simple as that. There will be blood, there will be death on both sides, there will be a death toll and a body count bigger than we've ever had before. We're not just agreeing to fight for freedom, we're agreeing to accept consequence. I've spoken so much in my more recent videos about how I feel like I'm changing and how I feel like the old me, the Dan from season 1, 2, yada yada yada, disappears. How morally I feel lost, morally I feel a lot more frail. I feel like morally, it's easier for me to become immoral now where I'm at in The Walking Dead. But every now and then, we get moments like this. For some odd reason, I feel like myself at the start again. Maybe it is genuinely because I had a foot on my neck. I don't know if you experienced the same thing, but the weird thing is I will follow Rick no matter what. Whatever Rick decides, I will follow him. And I have faith in this man to the end. If everyone wants to fight, if I genuinely feel like if I was there, I would fight with them. But my heart tells me that we need to seriously think about what Morgan is saying. Both of these groups, the saviors, if you want to consider them a group, right? If you separate the saviors from Negan and the Bad Bunch, and you just look at the saviors for who they are genuinely just another group trying to survive. Yes, built on immoral practices, and yes, built on decisions that they'll probably never forgive themselves for, but at the end of the day, they are made up of people that want to survive. We need to consider that as an option. They're just another group. And I know that they are Negan, and this whole thing is they have become Negan and yada yada yada, and I know they have been drilling that into our brain for the past however many episodes, but clearly something's not sitting right for me.
I shall deliver my decree in the morn.
Wow. Oh, Jesus Christ,
Sorry.
Carol.
Let me give you some advice. It's gonna be dark soon. Don't wander around out here on your own. Go home, Benjamin.
What? Poor Benjamin.
Heel toe out here. Bend at your knees. You want to keep quiet. I heard you from a mile away.
You see, she cares. She does care. We know she cares, right? Imagine the decision that Ezekiel has to make. By the way, we can't even look over that. We talk about decisions that leaders have to make and the consequence and the weight of making those decisions. Think about the decision that Ezekiel now has to make.
We should say yes to Rick.
Wow.
They're gonna risk everything if we help them or not. If we turn away, they can't win. And if they do, somehow, they will have saved us and we won't have done a thing.
Still, like, the common themes, it still feels like this is just signing over to sacrifice. But maybe it doesn't have to be like that.
Thank you for your sage counsel. Your father would be very proud.
In his eyes, they don't know this. This currently is not their war. But what Rick says, in being that, if we don't do this together, eventually the saviors will be on your doorstep. Ezekiel won't see that right now, but he has to understand that there is a risk of it, and in which case, you have to consider the alternative.
Don't rule us. You call yourself a damn king.
Daryl, please don't.
You sure as hell don't act like one.
Please don't.
The peace we have with the saviors is uneasy, but it is peace. I have to hold on to it.
So
I
he's
have to
made
try.
his mind up.
I offer our friend Daryl asylum for as long as he requires it. The saviors do not set foot inside our walls.
But you... I knew they were gonna... So they basically offered Daryl asylum because... Well, if Negan gets his hands on Daryl again, like, Daryl won't ever want to go back there. This would sound really dark, but I wouldn't be surprised if at some point he asked someone or told someone just to not let him get back there. He's not going to want to stay here because he's going to want to fight. But even if he does stay here, who's to say once we start and rally against Negan that he doesn't try and employ the kingdom? He doesn't care about these people. Like, a deal doesn't mean anything.
How long do you think that's gonna last?
Exactly. And I sympathise with Ezekiel because genuinely he just wants to protect his people.
I knew what was coming.
Yeah.
I knew that king guy would say no.
What the hell are you telling me for? We both had sex with the same dead guy. Doesn't make us friends.
Oh, come on. You're friends, or you will be
Change
eventually.
his mind, but you won't.
So the kingdom has to get involved, or the saviors will always be in charge.
Or we
It isn't
find
about soldiers.
a different way.
We're making them stronger.
I ain't staying here.
You have to. It's the smartest play. You know it is.
Try to talk to Ezekiel.
He's not going to want...
Or stare him into submission, whatever it takes.
I just want to say a few words. Fat Joey was not the most badass son of a bitch, but he was loyal. Let's have a moment of
How's
silence.
this? Frick?
Someone's trying to block the way. Gotta be the saviors.
Why?
Must be trying to make it hard to get to him.
Well, Negan's not dumb though. Like, as soon as he clicks on, he'll know we'll be plotting against him, right?
Rick.
The hell is that?
This is for a herd.
That's why it's a steel cable. It's not just for one walker.
We need these explosives.
Yeah.
Where's Eugene when you need him?
Okay.
Wait, is she just gonna do it?
Backing up is not gonna make a difference if this thing goes off.
Damn!
Got ourselves a red situation. I need a search party. See if Daryl ran home like the dumb animal that he is. On it. Be there in time for lunch. Burn that sleepy little bird.
Wow.
We gotta go.
They're going to Alexandria, period.
First part's done.
What now?
We gotta unwrap the secondary explosives, the dynamite, the RPGs. Make sure these explosives are not messed up, and do not mess them up either. This thing could still blow.
Come on, Rosita!
You can load the explosives into the trunk as long as they're in good shape. No dents, no tears. They're not live. They still need to be triggered to be set off. Not that one.
Okay. There they are.
Oh, yeah.
We want that herd to stay on the highway.
Yeah, exactly.
We may need it.
Well, you know what?
Okay,
they're gonna know whether we like it or not that we've done something now.
Rick.
Whoa. Sasha, Jesus. Can you get back to the hilltop on foot?
Yeah.
Tell Maggie we're not giving up. Go!
Are we even gonna be able to do this in time? Why have they all of a sudden decided to start venturing our way now? Wait, are they just gonna drive together? Oh my gosh. Look at that! Now just get out and run. Way too close. Well then. I don't know how long we expected this to be like. Jesus, Christopher.
We're here. You can smile. We can't make it.
Listen, we need to get everyone ready.
What do? Do we try and fight this out? Or do we shut our doors? This really intense, sick feeling just flooded into my body. Imagine it ends up being that the kingdom and Hilltop have to save us. Oh, not this
Rick.
guy.
Hello? And
You know what? I kind of don't like this guy more than I don't like Negan.
we're here for Daryl.
But Negan took Daryl.
Oh my god. Look at that face.
And this should be easy.
Oh, I can't wait till we run circles around you. You don't know the half of it. Trash it as much as you like. It's only going to piss us off even more. I didn't even know this guy's name. I haven't even given him the respect to learn it.
You guys have a barbecue or something and not invite us?
Oh no, it's...
Seriously!
Yeah, it's
It's sad.
Gabriel.
Hope you're not trying to hide stuff from us, because that generally doesn't go over very well.
We have a lot of people. We're still adjusting to the new system.
We were gonna scavenge more today. If you just wait, we'll bring something back. We'll find more.
Shut up.
Relax. Not here for pickup. If Daryl does turn up here, just know there's no statute of limitations on this. Keep that hatchet handy.
We need to talk about Gabriel.
That son of a bitch.
No, it's not
Stole
what
our
we
shit and
think it
ran.
is. It's not.
I don't believe it.
It's not what you
It's
think
not
it is.
Gabriel.
He had a
It can't be
feeling
anything.
and he got robbed
Yes, he
or
can.
taken.
He left. He didn't leave a note. He obviously doesn't want to be found.
Yes, he does.
Boat. Yeah. So now we get introduced to whoever this person was. And he managed to track us to Alexandria, which is actually pretty crazy. It's definitely not going to be someone we've met before, we know that much. It's only one person, as far as we've seen though. It's a little bit more comforting than an army of saviors. Or maybe it's not just one person. Hello? Why are they so close? Like, we get it, you've got us at gunpoint. Why are you smiling? Rick? It's kind of weird because it doesn't really feel like it's like an official announcement of war. I don't really know what this feels like because it's like we've just done something which will lead them to believe that we are going against them. And I feel like the minute there's a whiff that we are going against them, they're going to try and enact some kind of consequence, right? So like, I just don't know how long this whole like keep this a secret is going to last and whether Negan's gonna buy any of it. Like, he's still a smart guy. Like, we can't just go over the fact that he isn't highly intelligent, highly strategic. Like, he probably knows. Like, I don't think I can give that credit to all his saviors, but there's a reason he's in charge and there's a reason he is who he is. Anyway, who the hell are these other people? And why is Rick grinning? Is that a grin out of like, you don't know what you're doing? Or is that a grin out of like, I know these people? Because that's like a full-on grin. Man was smiling like crazy. I like don't even know what to say today after this like post-analysis. Let's just start like this. I was incredibly happy with the way we started today. The episode was so like uplifting, and it felt so good to feel like everyone was breathing again. You know, obviously a lot of things didn't go our way today. There's the complications about the moral complexity of asking them to fight, whether that's something we can do. The king wants to take the risk that what Rick believes is wrong, which is fair enough, right? It's his people, it's his group. We can't force them to fight. I do believe at some point they will, because at some point the Saviors will come knocking, either to recruit people, either to request supplies, either to what? Eventually the Saviors will turn on their bargain with them and their deal, because they're not honourable people. I mean, obviously Negan, you could argue, is at least he follows rules, but there's no rules saying that he can't request more. There's no contract signing saying he's only going to request this amount this many times on these days. Like, the rules are rules, but there aren't rules for everything. I feel like Ezekiel's putting too much faith in them to, you know, stick to their word. And then Gabriel's been taken. Like, that whole scene confused me. My kind of had this weird feeling like he had some kind of, not premonition, but because he hasn't been spoken to by that guy before. So like, I feel like he was taking supplies to keep them somewhere in case something was about to happen. But then he got taken anyway. No, I just can't get that Rick smiling out of my head. Why was he smiling? They all got so close as well, like huddling into like this tiny little circle. Like, I mean, we get the point. You've got guns surrounding us. Like, you don't need to swarm us and get into some kind of big group hug. Yeah, like I said, this is the start of the fight. And we tested the limits today. We really did. Like, one wrong move and it feels like this whole thing can implode. Trying to extract those explosives, like, that whole scene felt like at any point something bad could happen and it could blow, right? That's what this whole going against Negan thing feels like. It feels like the plan could literally implode. So everything needs to be cautious. Everyone needs to listen and be involved. And like, you just saw it. Like, everyone was working as a bloody team. Like, it's so good. And it's almost like bittersweet seeing them trash Alexandria, because it's like, you know, this is only making this worse for you. Anyway, of all things, like, I don't actually want to talk a lot because I don't really know what to say, and I feel like this is a really good opportunity to do a Beyond the What, maybe, if people are interested or people want to ask questions. I don't know. The one thing I will like talk about is like, one of the biggest things in this episode was like Morgan and Rick's view of taking this to a full-blown war versus trying to find another way. Now, I believe both. Rick's logic for the immediate makes sense, right? There needs to be we need to build ourselves up to a point where we can fight if we have to. If Negan doesn't budge, if the Saviors don't budge, and we have no choice but to make this a bloodbath, we need to be prepared to do that. We need to keep all our doors and options open. So I agree with what Rick's doing, but then the sentiment of what Morgan's saying needs to be considered. Like, there needs to be a point when we sit to ourselves and go, okay, a decision needs to be made now that we commit to. And now, if these new people that we've just come across, if they're bad, why wouldn't they just shoot us if they're bad, though? Like, Rick's smile leads me to believe either Rick's like laughing because he's like, oh, for God's sakes, like, you want to test us, or he knows these people. But I don't understand how he would. Why he'd be smiling is just... but if this group ends up being worse, then it starts to push towards my other theory about fighting them. I don't know, but no, would we really team up with the Saviors? I know I spoke heaps about it in Beyond the War, but it makes me cringe the idea of thinking about it. Unless this is just another group that's been affected by Negan, because you know how many we've seen. Shit, I'm just rambling, eh? Look, I'm going to leave that there and open the questions up to the floor. So let's do a Beyond the What, guys. If you enjoyed as ever, guys, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for new content every single week. And of course, follow the Instagram, Daniel Reed with 2 Ds. The message of the week, guys, is to spread positivity, love, and be loved. I hope everyone's having a fantastic bloody week. This episode, more than anything, was a breath of fresh air. I was smiling a lot more than I usually am, which is always a good sign. But yeah, that's all from me, guys. As ever, it's been your boy Dan. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.